All right, what's up, Adara?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. Very, very exciting day as Nvidia closes at 950. It went back up, down, and around and was a wild one. So, yeah, we're really excited for everything today. The market, though, yeah, you know, a little quiet. Yeah, we talked about how choppy it could have been here today. The NASDAQ just pretty flat up, 0.07. What's up, Adara? 0.07 on that one. UNG to the upside, 10. Did we ever find out what was up with solar today? 10 up 9%.
A lot of them are pretty heavily shorted, so it could have been that. But I know SunPower was part of that rally.
FLSR was
FLSR was insane.
FSLR, sorry.
I kept typing FLSR, actually.
Oh, did you? Okay.
But FSLR, yeah, that one was up a massive amount. I didn't see anything on solar.
All right, I want to thank everybody for being here with us today. We'll probably have a record number of watchers. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. We have more watching now than we did at the end of the show. Oh. I looked and we had 5,700. We now have 6,400 watching. People flocking in. I want to thank all of you for coming in. I told everybody this is the best show, and now you're rocking with us right now. Thank you to Adara for making this what it is. Game on right now for Nvidia. So let's go. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Not only that, what did we say? A pump coming at the end of the day in for Nvidia. That was right. I was fighting the short, but that was right. Nice move to the upside right there for Nvidia at the end of the day. And look what's happening right now. You don't want to be caught short with this report. Now Nvidia up to 952 and still smoking to the upside right there. We will wait for NVDA earnings. We're also very excited to get Let It Snow. Let it snow. Of course, it's let it go, but we have Snowflake coming through right now. Not out that I see. We will bring those to you as soon as we get it. It is Snowflake, a position of mine, a relatively new one. I like Snowflake. We like big data. And you know what? Look, nothing's out yet. Snow just touched 165 there, trying to go back higher. Nothing's out yet. Nvidia's going higher, 950. Welcome Danielle Shea through today. She's going to be coming in. We'll talk all about that. We're really excited about this. We had Meta at the end of the day long. That was a banger, but closes down here. What's up with that? 468, 469, and therefore that. A couple reports coming out today for sure. We have Snowflake. We have ELF, not on a shelf, but potentially in your makeup cabinet.
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll see what happens there.
Or in your portfolio.
Do you own an ELF on the shelf?
I own, like an actual ELF?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
We own two of them.
You do have, two.
Bang! Shout out to my wife that asked to, maybe I shouldn't give away the secret. Shout out to ELF on the shelf.
I like each kid has their own ELF. I like that.
Yeah, each kid has their own ELF. Yeah, it's all right. Right here, ELF right now. It's been a good name, but it has fallen back in on the cosmetic front. We can watch out for, let's just see what Ulta's at. Ulta Beauty, another one.
Ulta reports next week.
Wow, Ulta Beauty, what's up with that? Down to 380, let's watch out. This makes this ELF report even more important because we are just hovering around 150. ELF expected at 405, EPS of 32 cents, looking for an implied move of over 12%. If we get 12% on this, man, you're going down about $17 or so. So yeah, where is ELF going to go? Will not stay on this shelf for very long. We'll talk to Danielle Shea about Disney, Alibaba, Nvidia, some of the other plays that we've talked to her about in the past. So right now, these are what's moving on. We had PDD on earnings. Wild day for PDD, man. Starts today at 156 all the way down to 147. But before we get some earnings through, let's just take a quick look at the heat map if we can and talk a little bit about this. Markets had a pretty calm day, but was wild at moments there as Google down 0.83, Apple down 0.75 as well. Some big drops in the afternoon. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon said he thinks the Fed rate won't cut rates at all in 2024. JP Morgan down, Wells Fargo down, Goldman down 1.71%. I don't think that's right. I think they cut twice. We'll wait to see. FOMC started to move to the downside, of course, on that hawkish talk with the minutes, right? So those came through. We'll look at the heat map in just a second. But the NASDAQ came in at 2 p.m., right? When they dropped, or maybe it wasn't 2 p.m. That's normally when Fed minutes come.
Yeah.
Was today?
I think it was 2 p.m.
Echoed. Okay, yeah, so it was 2 p.m. So about curbing that inflation. Ooh, what did Josh Brown buy? Massive pop in Moderna on Josh Brown. So there it is. I just typed in Josh. mRNA right there. Remember I was wondering what's up with that? Why is Moderna ripping? But again, a great day for Moderna. Snowflake is out. Yeah. So what? We called Alibaba. We called Snowflake. Snowflake, bang. We're long at 150. It's at 180. It is Snowflake. It is ripping. Let's go, Snowflake. How's your brethren doing in Palantir? That's my guy as well. Palantir, okay, doing nothing. Let's go back over to Snowflake because that's where the action is. Nice move up there for Snowflake. Adara, drop it like it's hot.
I can. Quarterly revenue coming in here, 828.7 million. So that's a 33% year-over-year revenue growth. So we're seeing Q2 product revenue apparently 805 million to 810 million. Q1 product revenue was actually 789.6 million. So they're seeing an increase in product revenue for Q2. So that is a nice look here. We did have adjusted, Q1 EPS here, negative 95 cents. So I'm not sure if they were expecting a loss on EPS. From what I saw, they were expecting a profit. So that could be why we had that initial drop. But that 33% year-over-year revenue growth and what they're expecting for Q2 product revenue, not bad at all here for SNOW. We'll take a look at ELF here as well.
Guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all of that, man. Right now, 7,000 almost watching. We were sub 4, we were 5,800, sorry, at the close. So over 1,000 joining us right now. Thank you so much for that. We're going to have Miss Danielle Shea coming through. And again, we're all about these earnings plays today. ELF, what's up with that shelf? We just talked about that. Downside for ELF right now, down to 140. Shout out to my friends at True Trading Group. Ayo, if you're in the chat, shout out to that 138 to the downside right now for ELF Cosmetics. I know we wear a lot of cosmetics around here. Might not be ELF products. Give us those numbers from ELF right now, down 12%.
Well, for me, they did miss pretty significantly in Q4 sales and Q4 adjusted EPS for their fiscal Q4. So earnings per share, 53 cents versus the expected 32 cents. Sorry, that's actually a beat. Why can I? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm blind. So that is a beat here. They also did beat on Q4 sales, 321 million versus 292.6 million. So they beat across the board. I'm sorry, I cannot see new contact lenses, but beat for ELF here. So I'm trying to see where they're seeing this kind of move down here. Their 2025 share view is also 351, revenue view 127, but I guess they're projecting the annual sales and profit below estimates. So they beat Q4, but their estimates are a little bit weaker. Sorry for reading that initially wrong, guys.
No problem. All right, so right now, VFC, okay, this is VF Corp. Okay, so VF Corp right now, I mean, not a huge market cap, 5 billion, but again, they're going to miss to the downside right now. VF Corp, some people asking about that in the chat. Boom, to the downside, over 11 right now. Over 7,000 now watching right now. And so let it snow on that right now, 177. Thank you so much for everybody that's watching with us right now. We're going through all of the reports and we wait for the big dog. Where will Nvidia bark today? We're waiting for this. We just did a video on Nvidia. Very important that An NVDA, yes, very good. We're looking for EPS right now of 555 for them. Revenue, 24.17 billion expected. My opinion, they got to blow that out the water. They do not need to meet that. They need to go higher. Stocks react to what we're going to do. We need to see a guide. We need to see current revenues higher than expected, plus the guide for Nvidia. Nvidia right now, I don't know if it's a slippery slope or not, but if you looked at what happened to today, let me just go over to a quick 3-minute chart. Nvidia started the day horribly for your boy because we took that long on the breakout early. Thought Nvidia was going to be blue skies. It was Oppo. You know when you hit when you're at baseball and you go Oppo?
I do not.
Good. Okay. Opposite field.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we tried to pull the ball instead, late on the fastball, early on the fastball, went opposite field, got hit to the downside. It held 943 before it didn't. Nice move down to the downside. Now we're kind of in the middle. So it's almost like Nvidia blinks. Yesterday's close right into here, 953. Right now we're at 951. Up and down today as we wait for earnings. AMD, downside pretty much all day, never really got back going. But again, AMD up on the day, waiting. SMH, waiting patiently as well for this to come through. We're at very key levels on all of these, man. Look at the SMH at 52-week and all-time highs as we wait out to see what is up with Nvidia. That's coming out very, very soon. We're going to have Miss Danielle Shea on, and I'm going to have to apologize to her early because we are going to get those releases while we have her on, expecting 420. It's not a puff pass. I suggest if you are doing any of that, put it down. We are about to get a big report from Nvidia. Snowflake right now, a little bit of a move down, less than 10 minutes. We will have that. My prediction for Nvidia, this is going to be a difficult one to do. I think they actually will come and beat that 24 billion in revenue. I think they'll beat that. I worry a little bit about the guide, what happened yesterday, and if we just zoom out, back out a little bit here, this was not yesterday. I'll have to zoom out again on this and go into yesterday's open where we saw this move come through. Let me go to a 2-minute chart, 3-minute chart here for that. Come on, trade ideas. Let's need to zoom the other way here. There it is. So this, nope, still not. All right, there it is right here. It's this move yesterday when we had that worry about possible Blackwell orders from Amazon being delayed. That was not true. Could you, oh no, it's right here, good, yeah, you got it. So it's right there. But look at the consolidation, Adara. The same levels today, we consolidated at the same levels as yesterday. Yeah. So I feel like if it's a relatively light miss or beat, we could fall back into 930, and that could be some buying areas. But shout out to our friend, Brian Shannon, who came through and said, no, we don't have to drop anchor VWAPs anywhere other than this last bottom. So if we drop it right there, this was the key level. Remember we went back and forth with him yesterday? Yeah. 866 is what we're looking at. If you drop an anchor on that low as well, yep, we will have that. I got you, Fabian. Don't worry about that, my guy. Right there, the same level of 850. We do not mess with the production crew around here, and we also do not mess with Danielle Shea. So let's roll. It's Trader Talk. What's up, Danielle? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We're jacked up and we're ready to go here. This is all pure energy. We had like half of a coffee. We didn't even drink that much coffee. Have you ever had a Monster beverage or anything like that? I've never drank any of those energy drinks.
That's way too much for me. I can't be doing any of that.
Same. That's too much for me. I get high just from trading alone, so that's what we're talking about. Look, how nervous are we about Nvidia? I'm excited. I don't really have anything on other than in my long-term portfolio. Did you put anything on recently for Nvidia, as we now have 7 minutes before that comes out?
So I own Nvidia stock, and Nvidia is the #1 stock in my portfolio.
Perfect.
So, I would like for it to not get hammered.
Oh, no, not again. Remember when last time we were on, we talked about Apple. I was like, I like the long. You're like, oh, yeah. And then we went back up to the upside, so we did talk about that. But hey, we talked this on today's trading. Sometimes when you're in names, they don't go your way. That's why we have stop losses, and I'm sure that you're a proponent of making sure that if your targets are hit, either way you execute against those. Can you talk a little bit about stop losses, especially in your world?
Definitely. So when you're looking at stop losses, I mean, generally I'm going to use the daily chart and I'm going to use the 50 simple for a tight stop. If I'm, going to use a little bit of a looser stop, I'll go down to the 100 simple or the 200 simple on the daily chart. But it really just depends what I'm doing. If I'm swing trading, I'm going to have a looser stop. If I'm doing something like overnight earnings trades, those are going to be a little bit more aggressive. Those are going to be options trades where I actually don't have a stop. I'm just going to risk the full amount that I'm willing to lose. So with Nvidia, I made 2 different bets on it. I'm trading it both ways. I'm going to hold my long-term stock, and we're going to see where this thing goes.
How about to the moon? Let's take that into consideration. You know what I think is a possibility here, and we've seen this happen to many big cap names. What about a split? I mean, if this thing splits, we've seen, I like that smile. There's that smile we're talking about, Adara. We like that kind of news because if a split comes through, I think that could also moon Nvidia for nothing to do with the stock, but just because it becomes a little more affordable. Traders like splits. We've seen that happen all over the place with Amazon, with Google. Chipotle announces it, and to the moon there as well. What about a dividend, right? Lots to happen here for Nvidia. We are very, very excited for that. And I have great news to announce right now. We just hit 7,200 viewers right now. They're piling in, waiting for this. What does that say on your shirt? Go hard or go home? What does that say? Trade,
it says trade hard or go home.
Adara likes that one. Good one. We like that. We're going to talk about more where they can find you. All right. What do we want to talk about? I mean, we just talked about Nvidia a little bit. We had a good move there for Snowflake. Let's go over Snowflake if you have a second. How about that? You want to go over some Snowflake? I like this move. This was a name that I recently bought. I actually bought it down here. We did break the 50. I'm long in and around the 50, like 152, 153, something like that on the break back to the upside. We're now taking out the 200 period moving average. Snowflake today after hours, nice move up to that 180 level. Good numbers today for Snowflake. Still not near these highs. You like anything here? Does it look okay to you, Snowflake?
So when you look at Snowflake, I didn't want to trade this one before earnings because it was just a total coin flip. I mean, the stock has only beat EPS estimates 4 out of the last 12 quarters. So that wasn't really invoking a lot of confidence. But what I'll point out with this stock is that, I mean, it makes some massive moves. The move that was being priced in here was about 9%. But more often than not, 7 out of the last 12 quarters, actually, this stock has gapped up or down by more than 10%. And the thing about it is that it usually keeps going. So with Snowflake, what I was eyeing was support and resistance zones for a potential breakout. I've got 180 to the upside, where I think that if it gets up above 180, and it continues onwards, that could be a potential breakout trade. And then the downside level that I was looking for was 145. So this chart doesn't actually have the after hours data on it. What do you have it trading at right now, Shawn?
Snowflake was at 180. It's now at 175. Its high was 184. So right now we're just hovering around 175-ish.
There we go. Okay, so I got it working on this chart here. I don't know, this thing's a little slow today. It's getting a little crazy with Nvidia after the close, but
Who's over there?
you know, if right here, right below 180, it's kind of like, we're gonna have to see tomorrow if it can stay up above 180, and we have perhaps a 15-minute range breakout. Then that's something that I could potentially get into tomorrow, but I have to see how it sets up.
All right, this is like Christmas all over again. That clock has almost struck midnight. We've got Nvidia on our mind, and I think it's a good sign that here in the aftermarket, we just were hovering around the highs. So we'll see the afternoon highs right now at 9:52. Nvidia doing a little bit of a dance. This chart's going to look a hell of a lot different in just a matter of minutes, guys, when this adjusts out. And we now have 2 minutes to go. Just a quick review of what we're expecting. Generally speaking, the EPS on the street, $5.55 a day is glued to this. Revenue of $24.17 billion with just, Danielle, just an implied move, and I know this is what you're all about as well, obviously in the options market, just 8%. Its last move was 16%, Danielle. So I don't know, are we maybe, you might have seen some sort of consolidation a little bit in the options market. For me, I think it's going to move a heck of a lot more than 8%. Was there anything that maybe gives you that impression as well?
So when you look at the options chain and you look at where the high open interest and the high volume is, there's definitely a lot of trade around the $1,000 price point. There's also a lot of trade around 1050 and then a little bit more up around 1100. And so when I'm looking at the implied move, we have an implied move of about $75 in this stock. And then, you know, I just generally try to take that and then I try to overlap those with my upside price targets in the options market, combine it with a little bit of Fibonacci. That just gives me a couple different bullish targets that I can use. So the way that I told our traders in the trading room today, I said, hey, you know what? We've got a variety of different opinions here. We have people thinking that it's going to move a little bit less than expected. If you think it can move a little bit less than expected, I mean, that $1,000 price target, that's generally what I consider to be the easy target because it's within the expected move. So you can trade it in a bullish way without being super aggressive about it. Now, if you're like you and you say, hey, you know what, I think this is going to crush it. Well, that's where you would want to use the 1050 price target because that would be a greater than expected move.
Okay, here we go. They actually got $6.12. That seems better, but look out. Oh man, we're down to 920 right now. Nvidia starting to get clocked a little bit. But Danielle, do not count Jensen out. Jensen Wong putting up numbers up to 950, 960, 970. Yeah, we're not stopping. 965, 964, 970. Nvidia, boom. Nvidia dropping a dividend right now. There's some news coming out with Nvidia beating 612 versus 559. It's a big beat. It's a 150% beat. We're starting to go up to the upside. It's Nvidia. It's 980. It's 983 right now. What is the high on Nvidia? Ciao, Bella. We are way up now. It's Nvidia. Hey, it might not be lobster for dinner, but it's something. It sure ain't chicken. There it goes. Watch out as we go. Adair, you okay over there?
This is crazy to watch.
This is what we do. This is why this is the best damn show on YouTube. You've now found us. We're here. Look at Nvidia, 992. Do we have one? Where's my 1,000 hat? We need an Nvidia 1,000.
Oh
there we go, Danielle. It's a nice move to the upside. It's a stock split. We get 10 for 1 on the stock split.
Yes.
Nvidia just announces a split. That's the news that we're looking for right now. Q2 revenues, 28 billion. That's what they're seeing. 28 billion on Q2 revenue, 28 over 26. Okay, well, forget about Snowflake now, Danielle. Nvidia, nice upside move. I hope this is enough for you to print on that. Danielle, first thoughts about this Nvidia move?
I love it. I mean, I really wanted the $1,000 price target. I've been trying to look for that value for so long, and I just felt like, you know, with the expected move, it was in play. But the number one thing that I wanted more than anything with Nvidia is a stock split. So I just feel like Christmas has come a little bit early.
Yeah, that was good. That was a nice little. And remember, we said we're all sitting here, we're getting ready for Christmas. This feels like Christmas. Well, we got it, but you know what can happen at Christmas time? Coal. You can get coal. So we'll. There it is. They are doing the 10 for 1. So they're doing this.
Starting on June 10th.
Starting on June 10th. So, okay, I think this can moon, Danielle. I honestly think if we can hold over $1,000 tomorrow, I hate using that terminology moon, but again, it's not even really up that much. If you have an 8% move on $950, you know, you're actually expecting like a $60 or $70 move. So we didn't. Did we get it? I mean, we closed at 950. We're up here to 990. It's a great move. You know what I actually do here, Danielle? It's still going, by the way, 990. You guys want to see what a live level 2 looks like? Danielle, you tell me another show that's going to show a live level 2, and I will quit. Right now, 995. There goes Nvidia straight up to the upside. Other shows, this is actually what's happening. There goes Nvidia, 990 on nice volume, nice little upside move over 44 million shares on the day. Nvidia looking wild. But what I was getting at there before we always get off on these tangents, Danielle, is more just about like maybe now the NASDAQ. I always get nervous when we keep hitting these highs. You know, NASDAQ high, S&P high, Diamonds high, which is the Dow Jones. Sometimes we get pullbacks, and now it's put up or shut up, and it looks like Nvidia sort of maybe just gave a bottom to some of these stocks, because if they're going to report and put out this, then split, then give a 150% increase on their dividend, I mean, what's next? This probably helps out AMD, the whole sector. We know we love AI. Your Microsoft are going to be a big beneficiary of this as well. Wow, what a sigh of relief.
It's a huge sigh of relief. And I mean, I think what it means is that tomorrow we can just keep buying. I mean, I agree with you. Once you get up to those highs, it gets a little bit frothy. But here's the thing. I mean, I have a 19,000 price target in the NASDAQ futures. So, I mean, we still have a little bit more room to the upside. I think you could actually make it up into about 19,500. And what we needed Nvidia to continue going higher after this report, and that's exactly what we've got.
Right.
I think tomorrow, you know, I'm going to come in, I'm going to look at Amazon. I wanted to buy Amazon off of the 50 simple. Microsoft was breaking out. Microsoft looks good into about 440, 450. And now we're going to have a split trade. And I think I heard you say that the split was going to be what, June 10th? So what, we have like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, June 10th. So as of June 10th, active NVIDIA symbol, 10 for 1. Who knows where the stock's going to be at that time?
Well, so I'll tell you that those are the best split trades generally when they're announced and it's happening in a relatively short
Right.
time frame. Chipotle, it was a good one. You know, we talked about that one on the show, but they announced it so far ahead of time that it was kind of like, all right, you know, we're waiting, we're waiting.
Right.
Walmart was another one that even Walmart had a good
Took
split trade.
forever.
But when you have Nvidia just reporting earnings and then the split is coming so soon after, I think that that means that we're going to see really positive momentum over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks as traders and investors continue to trade this stock that just doesn't seem to have a stopping point.
Man, we did it. We did it. AMD also popping up here in the after hours. And by the way, you'll be happy to know about this one. We have brand new all-time highs in the NASDAQ after hours as it just continues to pump upside a little bit. Oh, you know an interesting name? Look at Nvidia falling down just a little bit now, 890, 988. I better not say 800. AMD, a nice move to the upside. That's holding as well right now. Let's check out one that, I don't know if you have any opinions on SMCI, but you want to talk about a heart attack. I mean, at least Nvidia moves $100 or $50 at a time. SMCI, Danielle, I mean, this name, what a roller coaster. Seems to be calmed down a little bit here. Is this, you know, would you ever look at something like that that just moves so aggressively? Or is this something where it's an Nvidia story? Let's just stick with the king of the castle and everybody else is just simply a dirty rascal.
I mean, here's the thing, Shawn. When I first started trading, I would trade stocks that just didn't really move very much. I'd
Right.
trade like Walmart, and
Same.
I'd trade Visa, and I'd trade MasterCard, and I just try to follow the trend. And there's, you know, nothing wrong with that at all. So for anybody who's starting out and they're looking at SMCI thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I can't do this. That is completely and totally fine. That's what I did for a long time. And that's why I'm still here, right?
Right.
But at this point in my career, I'll trade SMCI. So,
Yeah, baby.
you know, you look at it, and here's the thing with this stock. You're right below that 50 simple. I love trading 50 simple breakouts because that's a critical resistance zone. It also has a squeeze, so you have that consolidation setting up. And now that you have that overnight news from Nvidia, you know, most likely tomorrow you're going to see a breakout in the stock. And I mean, you can trade it back up, probably up into 1,000. But I mean, I like it. I like the setup. I'd do it.
Danielle, you're my favorite on here, and with over 7,000 watching right now, we have a pretty good volume of people. Where can they find out more about Danielle Shea? We have at Trader Danielle, obviously on X, will give you everywhere you need to go, but I know you're always working on videos. Obviously, we're gonna have to get some of that merch at some point, but why don't we, if you have a second, let's talk about your YouTube channel because it has great information on there. I know a lot of traders are checking it out.
Yeah, definitely. So here's my YouTube channel. Check it out. It's called Trader Danielle. I've been making a bunch of different videos just about the different trades that I do. I do a lot of options trades, butterflies, Nvidia. My Nvidia trade, I had a $1,000 butterfly on in the market. So I'm probably going to be making a video about that tomorrow, and I'll show you guys how it worked out, how I end up getting out of the trade. I had a hedge on it too, which isn't going to work, but that's fine. It was just a hedge. But I do a lot of 0 DTE, SPX trades and earnings trades. So you can learn more about it on my channel.
Great, Ms. Danielle Shea, thank you so much for joining both Adara and I, although I know I sort of didn't give Adara. You want to talk to Danielle for a quick second?
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Is there anything else that thank you so much for being here, especially for these crazy Nvidia earnings. I know you're here for Apple as well. Are there any other stocks that you're looking at going into? I know we have a couple more earnings heading next week, or just in general as we head into the month of June, like second half of the year, which is crazy.
Yeah, sure. Well, you know what I think we should look at is I think we should look at Broadcom because Broadcom has earnings coming up in the next 2 weeks. And now that we've seen Nvidia report and it's gone well, typically that's going to add a little bit more bullish momentum in that space. And so I think traders should be looking at Broadcom to see if there's anything that we can do with that.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, good call. I didn't even remember that Broadcom reported in just a couple of weeks. Wow, it's funny that it's June 12th, a couple of days around that Nvidia split, so that should be super exciting. Ms. Danielle Shea, thank you so much. A lot of people missing the fish tank, so we got to get that back in the shot as well. Thank you so much, Danielle. We will catch you all the time at Trader TV Live, and hopefully next week as well. So Danielle, good luck with everything on that Nvidia train. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Ciao. That's Trader Talk. I was just saying to Adara, like we came in today and we just had a bunch of energy, and then all of a sudden it's just like, wow, that energy just explodes there on those Nvidia earnings. I want to give a big shout out to Danielle for coming through right now on that one. But Nvidia's pulling back just a little bit, and I didn't want to sort of ruin the party there, but it is pulling back in just a little bit, and I mean, maybe it's a lot. I have to think that this is pretty disappointing because right now Nvidia's look, we're super happy. I think we got everything we wanted. We got a higher guide. We got a beat. We got we got the split that we weren't sure about. We got the dividend increase. Like, if you could have an Nvidia sandwich, pretty much you're full right now. I mean, that was a good one. And I'm just surprised that we hit that 1,000. We got to 998 and the halt sign came. It didn't halt, but the stop sign came out. We can't halt after hours. Came out right there and straight down 30 bucks or 20 bucks from that level or so. And now we'll wait to see if we can hold 970. I think this buy the dip opportunity right now, maybe. I don't see negative news. You are going to get some bears that come in and sell these prints. There are going to be traders, of course, that are taking profit when they see this kind of stuff. I like the Nvidia story, and I do think it continues. But hey, I can't just keep saying what a great show we have without acknowledging the great people that we have as well. So I want to thank you, Adara. I want to thank Fabian over there on the ones and twos. We got to give a big shout out also to Ramin, Brendo, Neil, everybody, Sharif, that makes this happen. And a big shout out to Trader Danielle. And of course, we can't do anything without giving a big shout out to Bears versus Bulls. One of the best. Did you check that? He is the best moderator right now on YouTube. So a big shout out to you, my friend. And then we can't do it all without a roll call either. So I got to give a big shout out to True Trading Group. I mean, these guys dropped over 100 memberships into the chat today as well. So get there, there, okay, we'll go right here. There it is right now. So we'll give everybody a chance to do this. It's roll call. We're going to shout everybody out. I want to thank all 6,000, 7,000 of you that joined us today. It was a big day for sure. So let's do roll call. Anybody that made some money on Nvidia, whether you're long or you're short, stand up right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's go. It's roll call time. What's up to Andrew Chow? What's up to Andrew James Dell, Scott Tomlinson's here, Judge is here, CompuCare is here, Lethargic. All right, we got a little more energy than that right now. Wow, now we're really starting to go. Dominic, Chef Joe, what's up, Chef Joe? We're gonna have steaks, baby, right there. What's up to Dan? What's up to Atef Blue? I gotta stop this, it's going too fast. Savage mode activated. What's up, Joseph? Yeah, man, we're savage every day, all day, all day. Print Money says Snake Sloan. What's up, Snake Sloan? Jazzy J, shout out to Jazzy Jeff. Hell yeah, he says for Nvidia. Darwin's here, Ness is here, Shelton is here, Plumwood is here. It's going nuts. Trade Forever's here. Everybody is here. But the one thing that I can't be is here anymore.
Yes. We did quickly have a super chat from Mark K during the earnings hit. So $2 super chat. It's lobster with wine tonight, Shawn. So just wanted to shout out Mark K. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you everybody for being here.
What do you know? Wine pairing for lobster? Any suggestions?
I'm gonna. Whenever I say it, I think it's gonna be wrong. But maybe a white wine. But when I go to Red Lobster, I get like a margarita. So what would your pairing with lobster?
So I was going to say, I think so first of all, you nailed it. I think with seafood, you always want to go white. So bang on for that. I would think that I would like, I mean, I like dry Chardonnay, but for me, I think a little Riesling. Something a little, maybe with a little bit of a bite on it, maybe a little sweet there for the lobster. But you know what I think is more appropriate for a day like today? Let's pop some damn bottles and get some champagne going. That's what I'm talking about. Marissa, get it on ice. I'm coming home. I don't think we have any booze. I'll probably have to stop. It's a Moe kind of day. Let's pop it off. It's Nvidia. It's Adara. It's the best show on YouTube, and you just found it. It's your market recap show. I'm Shawn Katina at Trader TV. Shawn, go find it at Trader TV Adara. Ciao. Good luck.